Hello, my financially fit group, or my future financially fit group. I wanted to make a quick video for you so you can understand the expectations of the group that you have joined. People had some questions when we first started, and I couldn't answer them because I had not put together the syllabus, the format. I had to get out my books and re-go over everything because it had been years, obviously, since I worked with the Total Money Makeover, and it's been a while since I read the Compound Effect. I wanted to just go through everything and make sure I was going to tell you guys the right stuff. So I want to kind of explain to you the format of the group and make sure that's something that you do want to participate in. I don't feel like it's going to be time consuming. However, your time management may work a little differently than mine, and this might be too much for you. In which case, of course, you can always follow these books along on your own. They're great resources. We just wouldn't be able to keep you in the group and give you a buddy and do all those things that are going to require some commitment. But you can obviously follow these without direction anytime you'd like. So what we're going to do, I have my books here, sorry, I keep looking down. What we're going to do is we are going to, once a day, have an exercise or a check-in of some kind, 6 days a week. So Sundays will be off, and Sundays you can use to get caught up on any that you did miss during that week. They're going to be a roll call each morning, and it's just going to say the day that we're on and the exercise that we're on. And it's going to work a little differently than you might assume based on the way the books are put together. Because of the different places that everybody's in their financial fitness at this time, it doesn't make sense necessarily to go straight through to where 2 months from now we're working on paying off our mortgage. I don't know about you. I will not have, that much money in 2 months. I don't have, even following all these tips, that's going to be a while. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to work through the first 7 chapters together. Sort of very close to weekly start dates for each one. Some of them do have a few more exercises than can fit in 1 week, and I don't want to overwhelm you. So don't assume, okay, it's Monday, we're starting chapter 6. We might start chapter 6 on a Thursday, just because of the way they all might lead up to each other. So you'll have an exercise, and just as an example, our first exercise on our first day is going to be of course, reading through the key concept here, which is number 1, and doing exercise number 1, which is how do you feel about money? It's a little test, and I highly recommend that you take the test and then your spouse takes the test separately so that you can make sure if there's some big differences, you guys can talk about that. I did ask that you get your spouse's agreement to be in this group because messing with someone's budget can make them mad, and they need to be willing to do this. So they might have to jump in and do some work with you occasionally, not necessarily be committed to the group. But so what will happen is you'll simply see a Facebook post from me in the morning of that day saying day 1, exercise 1, and you are going to give us your response. So what you'll see, like on the very first one, it says circle one of the 2 responses below and then cross out the one that does not reflect the way that you feel. The one that you circle is the one that you would post there. Now, occasionally the answer is going to be an exact number. It could be a test score. It could be a summary. It may just be, how did you feel about that exercise? Because some of them, I saw a few that just necessarily wouldn't make sense, like going through the whose fault was it? Well, we don't need 12 responses from you. You could simply just give us a summary of maybe some realizations that you had, some things you were surprised about, some things that maybe made you mad, you don't really want to take responsibility for, and share that with us. So it should be relatively obvious for you on each exercise what you should do. And if anybody goes too far off the path, I'll bring you back and be like, no, we're kind of looking more for this. Now, after chapter 7, we're going to switch over to the Compound Effect for 6 weeks. We're going to read 1 chapter per week of this. How we are going to do the exercises will be slightly different because there are less exercises than there are days in the week. In almost every chapter, there's 1 chapter that has enough to have 6. What we're going to do is they will then be every other day, they'll be every other day. We'll work that out. So, and the reason why I'm doing that just a little bit differently is because you have to read the chapter to do the work. So it's kind of hard if I said, okay, it's Monday, start reading chapter 1, here's your exercises, and you have no idea what they are yet. So now you're scrambling to read chapter 1. So I want to make sure that I space them out for you properly. So you'll have a little bit more time. And then that should take us 6 weeks, and then we will start up the next part of the Total Money Makeover workbook portion. It's very possible that at that point, there might be some inconsistencies in your ability to keep up with us, simply because if you're still working on your debt snowball, which I think a lot of us are going to be. I know some people are trying to pay off a mortgage or student loans and things that are a lot bigger, in which case you guys will be working on that already. But from what I saw in the comments, the majority of you are working on debt first. So at that point, I will be changing up the accountability a little bit, just because there is going to be a lot that you can't do, and it will probably feel more like a support group. However, up until that point, attendance and these exercises are going to be required to stay. So you can sort of consider the first 7 chapters of Total Money Makeover and all 6 chapters of your compound effect. The work that we do over those 13 weeks together are sort of your pass to get to stay for the rest of the year. And at that point, the rules will be a little bit more lax, and we will be doing some other things and just working together as a group. So because I'm setting it up this way, and I want this group to end with people who are serious about getting financially fit, there will be attendance taken for the first 13 weeks of the group. It will be very simple. If it's 72 hours behind, it's missing. You missed it. You have 72 hours to finish the exercise from the day that I post. If it says exercise 40, then by day, maybe not exercise 40, but day 40, day 43, exercise is not done. That is a missing assignment. You can only have 3 of those before we're going to be having the conversation. So hopefully that keeps you guys on track. I know that can be a little bit like pressure, but changes like this don't come easy. And that level of accountability is not something that you're going to get anywhere else. I do think a 3-day time period is plenty, especially because you have Sunday as a rest day from your work, which means you got a whole extra day to play catch up there. I expect that you guys are adults. This is a priority for you. I want you to be, an excellent partner. I want you to be an excellent member of the group. In order to do that, I'm willing to give my time to take attendance for you, which is, it's going to be time consuming, no doubt, but I think it'll be a huge benefit going forward. As far as having a buddy, if you would like a buddy, you'll put that in the group. Now, in my experience, having someone you can talk to on a one-on-one basis, someone who you feel emotionally connected with, is going to be better for you in the long run than not, just because you can't use necessarily your spouse as a buddy, because you guys are going to be each other's best and your worst partners. When you guys are going to be good, you're going to be very, very good. When you're bad, you're both going to be bad together. That's how that works, because those wouldn't be the money habits you had if you weren't enabling each other that way. So I don't recommend using that. I don't recommend using any friends that you have if they're in the group, because but it's kind of like if you are about to go through a drive-through when you are working with weight loss, and no one would notice, right? No one would know. That makes you more likely to go ahead and just, no one's going to notice, whatever. When you have an accountability partner with fitness, you feel responsible to them for your results. So by having a partner in your financial fitness, you are then feeling responsible to them for your results. So you might shoot them a text and be like, oh, I really wanted to buy these shoes, but I didn't, and they're going to be very proud of you. And while, yes, the group will be available to you, it's just not going to be the same as having a one-on-one buddy. So if you would like one, make sure you do specify that in the group. If you don't have one, that's fine. But if you have one, you are committing to be their partner through at least those 13 weeks. You cannot bail on this person. That's not fair, right? You guys are in this together. You're buddied up. You're going forward. You guys are going to fall, and you're going to falter a little bit. You're going to make mistakes, but that person is there as sort of your person for those first 13 weeks. And I do expect that you be an active participant with them. I am going to be doing an accountability call only after the 13 weeks are over. And the reason why I'm doing that structure is because we will have so much to do, so much structure, and so much learning going on those first 13 weeks that the open format of the way I do my accountability calls just wouldn't make a ton of sense. Whereas once we're moving forward and we're needing to be more creative and we're all in different spots, it does make more sense for us to have a call together. And I will use my video chat where we can all jump on and kind of bond and see each other. But for the most part, you guys will use the group. What I'm going to ask of you guys is if you could not get in lengthy conversations on the daily roll call. Because taking attendance through that thing with 75 people in it is not going to be very easy. And if you start a 20-minute conversation on there, 1,500 comments later, it is going to be very difficult. Obviously, if you've got something to say or something's got a good idea or you kind of have a question, you can converse. That's fine. Just please don't turn it into, be mindful. Be mindful when you are posting. Also, I am going to open up the wall against what is currently my better judgment. I am going to make it so that you can write on the wall. I'm going to do that under the assumption that you guys can handle it and that you understand that when you post something, 75 people are getting a Facebook notification. And then every comment after that is providing a Facebook notification. So if you have a 10 comment conversation, that's 750 Facebook notifications you're sending out to the world. So I will open it if you guys are respectful of it. If the commenting and stuff, like the posting just gets straight out of hand and people are leaving the group because of the activity, I'll just close it. I'll just have to close it. There's nothing else I can do about that. I mean, I want everyone to succeed. So we have to be mindful that not everyone is as, excited about Facebook as some of us. Like I'm on Facebook all day. Facebook notifications don't bother me in the least. But for someone who is popping on just to get their exercise done at the end of the night after they've worked and had the kids, they got their workout in, and then they clean the house, and they only have 30 minutes, coming into 150 notifications can be extremely overwhelming and cause anxiety, and it's just not really necessary. So I do want you guys to, come together and really help each other out. I want you to do it in a respectful way. There's 3 points I wanted to address that you guys need to be aware of before we move forward. One, Dave Ramsey is religious. That's a choice for him, and that's how he wrote his book. I am expecting that if that is not something that you want to be involved in, that you have the emotional maturity to separate the message from the messenger. I'm not a religious person, and before I did some personal development, I would have had a hard time listening to Dave because I would not have been able to deal with as much of the Bible references and things that are in it, and still take it really, really seriously. This is just my personal thing. Some people mentioned it, which is why I'm saying this on there. When you are closed off to someone's message because of their beliefs, their gender, their sexual orientation, their race, you are the only one that is missing out. Because at this moment, the person we're trying to learn from has what you want. Whether you agree with them or disagree with them in their beliefs, they have what you want, which means it's your responsibility as an adult to be emotionally mature enough to separate the message from the messenger and understand the work will work for you regardless of the background. So because people said something, I just wanted to point that out, that it's got to work with it. The other thing, of course, that I wanted to say was make sure that you understand this is not a Dave Ramsey group. This is an Amber's Financial Fitness group. We are going to be using concepts from Danny Johnson as well. I'll be, posting things here and there of what her stuff does. She does a great program called War on Debt. Dave Ramsey is where we're starting. Darren Hardy's Compound Effect is also exceptional when it comes to finance and really anything that you might need for making small, consistent changes anywhere in your life. And the exercises are exceptional. So what I'm going to ask that if you have taken Financial Peace University or any of other Dave's programs, don't give a bunch of advice or preach or tell people what to do. people are learning, people are experiencing, are all in different places, and this could be someone's first attempt at doing any of this stuff. So no one's in charge of this. So maybe don't start telling people what to do. It's not. Favorite thing that I ever saw about this, like on a quote on Pinterest, was you can't learn anything when you're talking. So yes, I'm very happy for you that you have that experience that has worked well for you before, but you're here now. So zip it, open your ears instead, and let the other people have their experience. I think that that's really important. And then finally, I mean, and this goes without saying in any group. I mean, I don't even think that this needs to be said, but I just want to say it so that there's absolutely no question. Respect each other. Respect each other. Absolutely unacceptable to be negative, to treat someone like they're stupid, to belittle anyone. We are in a very sensitive topic-related group. People's finances are personal. They can be embarrassing and uncomfortable. And this has to remain a safe space. And I won't even remotely hesitate to remove someone who is making it any less than 100% safe. I have no problem with that. This is business to me. So, we're here to do some work. And, I'll kick out my best friends if I think they're going to jeopardize the other 74 people in the group. It has to be done. So be respectful. Just have some sense when you're using your words. It's hopefully doesn't need to be said. I did already mention no soliciting in my group. I've had a couple of people in groups friend a bunch of people from the groups and try to solicit them into a multi-level marketing company that they might be running, or some other business opportunity, or even when I say soliciting, I'm also going to throw out there and just say of romantic relationships as well. Don't really solicit any of that right now. Not what we're here for, okay? So if people are making you uncomfortable by inviting you to their business opportunity, or they're, all of a sudden you're getting invited to, like, come to this party on Facebook or whatever, as far as, like a sales party, buy my purses and all these things, or getting invited to like people's pages, or if anyone's making you feel uncomfortable in the romantic area, just let me know, and we'll just take them out, because it's not negotiable. There's no gray area for me on that. So I am really, really excited. I hope that you guys have all your books and you're ready to start. We do start chapter 1 tomorrow, and you're going to be reading each chapter along with the exercises. Just follow along. You'll notice some of the chapters are very short and they only have 1 or 2 exercises, and we'll cover them very quickly. Chapters 4 is there's a lot of exercises. It's quite long. We'll be on that one for a couple of weeks. So just go with the flow. Don't overthink it. Do your daily work. So just set aside a little time each day. And we will definitely make some progress in your financial life. I'm very excited for you guys. So with that said, I'm going to sign off and let you guys get back to your lives and get back to putting the group together. I hope that is helpful for you and you are still as excited as you were when you first emailed me. Have a good night, you guys.